Doing this is just so good. I'm just really enjoying seeing progress. Hello, my friend. My name is Abigail Rose Gazda, and this is my 2022 Ford Transit 250 extended cargo, extended roof. Her name is Blue Jean Baby, sometimes known as Blue Jean Queen, and we are going to convert her all summer. So I hope to have you follow along. If this is our first encounter, I would love to invite you to subscribe to my channel, Abigail Rose Gazda. There I share transformation and travel. So you'll see a variety of videos. Follow what you like, skip what you don't, share, subscribe, comment, ask questions. And today, if you have any questions or are learning to sound deaden your vehicle, that's what we're gonna do together. So I am using the Noico Solutions sound deadening material. Let me see if I can grab you a piece to show you. It is a aluminum material, and I also have all the materials: gloves, a roller which you will need. I also have a different form to press this. It's magnetic, so it creates a little extra pressure, and then I can rub out this is sort of has the design on it, but when it's laid out, it should be completely flat. That's just to help you make sure that you've completely taken out all the bubbles. It is adhesive, and very pliable, very also sticky here. So this, you just plop it right up there. I'm also going to show you a great technique for laying this down. I've been studying it a lot. I also am here at my aunt's sign shop, Region Signs, and so I've learned how to lay vinyl for a long time. I've been doing that since very young, and I will be doing the build in Indiana, Whiting, Indiana. If you're from the region, feel free to comment and let me know. However, you'll see me at a variety of different places, and this is what works today. So I want to show you something on this van, and also I have the entire solar system by Renogy, and that will be in a later video. I am going to do the sound deadening and also the subfloor before we get that set up. So some of these vans come with a sound deadening already on them, so these I will not have to do. And then also I will be cutting a window into this panel and a window into this panel. Let me try to mess up with the lighting here. So I will cover the inside of this door. You have to think about the many different places that you would want to sound deaden, and then I'm going to show you a difference. So obviously the van sounds like a big tin can on the road right now. You can hear every rock that comes out of a tire, because I mean, look at this, it's just completely empty. So, and here's one with a deadening. It has a different tone. The more you put, the more sound deadening you'll have. There's some sound deadening up on the roof and some not. So you can hear the different tone and the gold, and I will put some on the floor, on the wheel wells, and so I will do a little bit of a time lapse for that. But the other thing is, we're going to talk about installation. I am going to install vents, so I'm not going to do sound deadening material just to conserve material and then not waste my own time. But I will have 2 fans. That's my current plan. The plan may change as I study. Every single video I watch, this is, like I said, day 1, project 1, but every video I watch, the poor van lifers are like, everything takes longer than you expect it to. So we'll see how that goes. I am really excited and ready to get started. I think if I record or talk any longer, I'm just gonna be stalling, so stay tuned. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to cut this material. Again, it's I think it's aluminum, but 99% sure it's aluminum. It is heavy, so the box has, Noico delivers, like the order, I think it was like $70. I'm gonna also track the entire cost of my build. And it was like, yeah, 70 or 75 bucks for 12 sheets of this. The sizes of the sheets is enough to do the one van. So total coverage 36 square feet. This is a 25-pound box, so it's actually pretty heavy, and it says even in the instructions that a lot of people say cover 40 to 50%. Noico actually recommends cover as much as possible, as much as you can. I'm gonna just use this one box. I've seen a lot of different reviews about it, and I will do a product review at the end of this video so that, because I've been driving around, again, I can hear everything, and I will let you know how effective it is, because I'll be driving around for a day or two with just the sound deadening material before I install the subfloor. Number of sheets in a stack, 9. I said 12. 9, not 12. And then the sheet size is about, so it's 29.5 by 19.5, so 20 by 30 by 20, which I've been slicing them up. So I'm going to show you about slicing them up. So have my material. Let's see if it won't. Okay. So to do those main walls, I actually do need to cut with the crease because of the size of the panel. And all it really takes, I recommend using a straight edge. I've seen a lot of people not, and I don't know, I just like to protect my fingers, but it only took me one slice a rooney. So that's very helpful. Then because I've already measured this, I am just gonna slap that right on top. It does not have to be absolutely exact, but we'll just move that out of the way. Give her another slice. As long as you press firmly. If you can't find, you can find a straight edge, you can find some sort of straight edge, and that will be really helpful. Oh good, that lands right on the crease. Like I said earlier, trying to get rid of those creases. Now here's the thing, if you're, cutting to measure, you're gonna end up with some weird, in fact, let me do this. I'm gonna cut from this side so it's nice and clean. And then the extra, we're gonna slice off the crease. I really don't like those creases. As much as I can avoid them, I will. So we're doing that right there. And voila! Now this piece, I'm gonna use everything. So I'm just gonna, by the end with all the extras, I'm gonna then chop that up and fit it wherever it belongs. So I was gonna say, I don't know if you noticed it, but it feels worthy of mentioning the life-size version of my cousin Jake hanging out. Region Signs is a decal shop, so we have all sorts of stickers and such everywhere and about. So, okay, that's all. Okay, so I have done a couple sample panels, and I'm gonna tell you about them and install one with you. So this one, I did a thin one to go in between. This side, this is pretty warm from outside. It's actually, this vehicle is like an oven. Looking forward to installing fans. So I'll probably put another little piece down here. I was kind of messing around with like clipping them different sizes and such. And then about like how thin and flat. So let me see. This I rubbed a lot, and I noticed that it moved the some of the adhesive came out from behind it. So I don't actually think you need to rub it down as hard as I tried on this one. You can see some of the divots in it. This one turned out better. It looks still perforated, or like it has that design. However, it's very flat. So what I was doing, and I'll show you in a minute, but I was using this to really rub it down, and that's when I started putting, like you can see, I can divot that easily. That means that adhesive, it's just very malleable. So you don't necessarily need to push that hard. I was thinking you need to completely get that design out, but that's not even true, because you're just gonna dig into the adhesive anyways. So, sounds good. These are the lower panels, and they have a lot more stability, so the sound is a little bit different. This is very tin canny. And then let's see. So, yeah. In general, it's working. And then we'll get into like installation and such too, for heat and cooling effect. But for now, we are doing sound editing. I also, like I said, was messing with different cutting, and I will show you very simple and easy ways for cutting with is just a razor. I'm using a straight edge, and goodness, that seemed really extra simple. So I want to show you, like I said, laying vinyl. I tore the whole back off. However, you might, I'll show you another way, but you always want to like start with one edge and then move down. You could stick the whole thing on at once. However, until you get the hang of it, you could accidentally put a bubble in it. I'm trying to see if there's a, it looks like there's a bubble from your view, but that's more of a divot. It's from the roller. So, but you just, if you go downward and you're making sure to squeeze out any air, and that's really great. So that's a tip I'd like to give you. That's no matter what you're laying, as far as if you're laying a giant sticker. So I'm making a first attempt at getting it really laid down with the roller. And like you can obviously, I went sideways, so that put a divot, no big deal. And then I'm taking this little tool, which is, I don't know if this is the brand, Stay With Us. This might be a promotional item, so I don't know if that's actually the brand in June. I think, but anyways, like I said, that is magnetic. So I'm sticking that there and then using that to do any extra, which I'm going kind of fast, so putting divots, but I'm just wanting to try to rub any extra out to lay it down nice. I'm sure, like, I kind of feel like if I were to get tired of this, I would stick with just the roller. So I think that the roller is sufficient, but I also like the effect of just getting that extra layer of pressing it down. So yeah, oh, that sounds so solid. Yay, yay, that's good. Okay, stay tuned. I'm gonna show you cutting here in a few. One more safety precaution. Okay, so I got a little ahead of myself. The gripping, these don't scare me so much, but I was just running my hand back here to do this and get this back one, and I ran my hand here, and as I went like downward that way. So some of the edges of your van, although most of it's painted and like not that way, there are bits and pieces, and I just did a little mini scrape. So that was a good thing for the very beginning of the project to say, you better watch your little happy ass before you get ahead of yourself. So something to keep in mind, because I saw another person had cut their hand while doing the electric. Actually, oh yes, couldn't figure out my lights. They weren't going off, but now they did. But she was wiring her van and actually did sort of the same thing, but wasn't so lucky, had a bigger gash. So keep that in mind as you're working on your van in total, depending on how new or old, may have sharper edges as well. So keep that in mind. I should be wearing gloves. You should be wearing gloves. Noted. One of the number one mistakes you can make with this material and this project is assuming that any cut is the same. So do not like, oh, I got it, and then pre-cut a bunch for different panels. Almost every panel is a different size or a different shape or a different length. So you're better off just sizing up each individual one and then slapping around there, including the doors. And I'm not being very exact either. I'm just using my finger to mark it and then taking it over there. It can be trapezoid shape if you want it to be. So one more quick tip. These come in, I'll show you those over there, but I think they're tri-folded. So it's this big long sheet folded with, so it has two creases in the middle. And I cut most of them on the crease. However, I tried one without, and I don't really like how that turned out. I guess I don't know if it's really aesthetic or as far as like quality and efficiency, but I'm going to try to rub that out as much as possible. So if you get this and if it doesn't come in a roll, if it's folded, then it's likely you're going to have this too. So maybe consider cutting on the folds and then continuing to cut accordingly, like for what you need. Obviously, as each one is different sizes, and so that one I put at an angle just to kind of go with the wheel well, but different sizes and such, and most of them are all cut on the crease except for this guy, and so sort of lesson learned there. You guys, okay, so I had to stop because I have a call. I actually have my quarterly journaling session, which I host every quarter, at the end of every quarter of every year so far. I love it. I've been running it for 2 years now. Super effective, super powerful. So you can look on abigailgazda.com to sign up for that if you're interested. However, I am stopping now to go do that call. And then I'm gonna finish. I have done maybe half, maybe 40%. Dramatic difference. Sounds so good. You know what? I don't even think I really recorded, and I don't even know if that would be an effective strategy to like record the sound of driving before and after, but stellar difference. It's just so much, the acoustics. No, not as rattly for sure. Haven't even done the wheel wells yet. I don't know if you can see back there. But ooh, already sounding better. Fun fact, don't forget to do the inside of the slider door. Sometimes when you're working on things, you open that door for light or air, and then you close it and you're like, I left it out. I've seen a lot of that. I've seen a lot of warnings about that. I'm about to do the inside of the slider door, so I don't have that oh shit moment. Okay, so quick little update. I am at the point of this project. I'm covering the wheel wells and I'm getting down to pieces of this material this size. I'm using every piece I have of this, no waste. There's only 2 strips thinner than this that are waste because they got like curled in the cutting. So, and then I'm doing lots of angles at this point. So I'm going to show you the wheel well in a second. The sound is tremendous. You might not be able to tell like through video at this moment, but yeah, it's awesome. I am sweating. It's so hot in Indiana, but it's all good. Overall, so I'm not done with this project, but I have been working on it for 3 hours. And I think saying so matters because getting started on stuff, like, it's so intimidating. It can be. It was for me. It was really intimidating, the idea of like starting this. I keep thinking everything's going to take days long, and like it doesn't have to. In fact, my main affirmation for this entire project is this van build is fast, fun, easy, and effortless. Fast, fun, easy, and effortless. And honestly, it is. I'm playing great music. I'm just hitting it with a roller. And I said this in one of the other videos, which was like, I work all day long on the phone and computer. That's how I make my living, and I write books. And so I'm like, mostly my creative projects live inside of a device anyways. So I grew up, one of my favorite hobbies was scrapbooking. And so in front of my very eyes, like I can taste, touch, see, smell. I'm not licking anything, but you get the point. So let me show you this wheel well real quick, and then I'm gonna start to wrap it up because I will be done. I have one more sheet behind me. I'm gonna lay a little bit on the floor, but I'm also gonna do a subfloor with insulation. And so I won't need to do a whole lot of sound deadening on that. Okay, so I am now at the point where I'm like cutting for let me see if you can see that, cutting pretty exact angles, and then filling in with little pieces here and there just to get as much coverage as possible. I'm avoiding the divots. Again, I think that the quality of this product and what I've heard so far, oh wow, I wish I would have done a whole one and then the whole, and left the other one, because this sound is so good compared to that, like the ding. So I left these 3 panels open because there will be a window there, same over there, but you can now see, did the ceiling, both back doors are done. So man, y'all, it feels good. It's so sorry about the crowd shot. It is so rewarding to like start and finish a project. So I don't know. Oh, I also, that looks pretty cool. Like I said, not cutting. I am making sure just to use every flipping piece. So looks so good. Okay. Love you. Okay, my friends, that is all for this sound deadening video. I am so glad that you joined me for the beginning of this van build. Be sure to be subscribing and continuing to tune in as I continue this really fun journey. It gets much more theatrical as we go along. However, I'm glad that this project went smoothly. I also want to give my final review of this Noico sound deadening material. 10 out of 10 recommend. I feel really good speaking to you from the van being completed. It feels like a really important base project to include in your van build. So including insulation and all of the materials between the walls of the van to the walls of the inside of the space, I can tell you that Noico material was a real addition to this project. So definitely be sure to do that for yourself if you are building your own van. And if you have any questions about it, be sure to leave them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and share with all the people you know building a van or who are entertained by van building. Thanks. I'll see you in the next episode.